Saltiness. I've been living in Italy for 13 years and I'm going to show you the classic way to make Bolognese sauce. Okay, so start out by getting your tomato sauce. I use Mutti. That's the brand that my mother-in-law uses in Italy, and so that's what I use. And you can also get Palmi. That's another good one if you're in the States. And then you're going to grab some carrots, some celery, and onions. So you can also grab some garlic. Okay. Oops. All right. This is kind of like the Holy Trinity. It is what they use. So grab that. Grab a chopping board. Grab like a bowl, bucket, or something like that. Go ahead and wash your stuff and peel it. Sometimes peel the celery too, like if it's super green, because it's going to be a little bit bitter. No, but you know, you don't have to, but I do. So just gonna kind of peel the bitterness away from that, and then from the carrot. So you're going to grate this pretty finely. And you can use a food processor. That's probably the easiest thing. And I know I have one somewhere, but if you don't, you can just use a grater, and you're gonna grate it on like the smallest option there is on a grater. I'm gonna grab my food processor. That's a lot easier sometimes. Throw it in here.
Of course, when you need something, you can't find it. I make a video, I can't find anything at all. Like, where did it go? Where's my grater? Where's the top of this thing? Who took it?
All right, so you want it to be kind of like this consistency. It's gonna really cook down the sauce, and so you'll taste it, but it won't be chunky. And I'm gonna throw that. Okay, got your onion, and dump that in there. Grab yourself a big pot. Stick it on the stove. Go ahead and grab yourself your ground beef. I usually like to do a mix of pork and beef because the fat from the pork makes it a little bit more tasty. So you're gonna turn on your stove. Okay, and you're gonna start to saute this together. Get that going, and saute this for just about until it gets brown, 10 minutes or so. Throw in plenty of salt. I like to put white pepper instead of black pepper. I almost forgot the garlic clove. So for some reason in Italy, a lot of people are like anti-garlic, like they don't cook with it, or they leave it out completely, or they leave it whole and take it out, which I totally had a different idea of Italy before I got here. I thought that garlic allure, like everybody loved garlic and garlic was in everything. No. So I always thought it was funny when my husband's family, they would take out the garlic, or they would be like, "Ooh, gross garlic, no, stay away." Anyway, so I do put garlic in my stuff, but I usually leave it whole and then I just take it out. So you can use Bolognese for lots of things. So the first thing you do with Bolognese is you can have pasta with Bolognese sauce, so like spaghetti, or it's the main ingredient in lasagna. So because when you make Bolognese, you cook it down, and it's kind of a thicker sauce than a typical ragu. And also you can use it for arancini. So tomorrow I'm gonna make arancini, and I'm also gonna show you guys how to make that. And that's a sauce that goes inside the arancino. So there's different things you can do with it, and you can also freeze the sauce ahead of time, so that way you have sauce during the week if you don't have time to make it, and you can jar it so that you have, leftovers. Okay, if you have red wine, this is the time to put it in. In Italy, they actually have you can buy wine for cooking here. They come in these tiny little cartons, and it's like a cup. so you're not using really good quality wine. Or if you're, if you have a bottle that's been sitting on the counter for 4 days, that's red. So we're talking about red wine here, everybody. Red wine goes with red meat. Just remember that. If you have a bottle that's been sitting there for a few days, dump the rest of that in the sauce. I would say half of a cup, something like that. And starting to come together. Throw in your half cup of red wine if you got it on hand. That really adds depth of flavor. So I'm gonna throw in 2 jars of tomato sauce. This sauce that I have, let's see, it's 700 grams. That's how much you need. It's about, I would say 3 cups or so. That's how much you would need. So 2 of these. Throw this in here. Get your other one. Then you're gonna fill up one of these. I usually fill up half of it and then shake it like this, and then you're gonna pour the rest of that in there. And I'm gonna do that with the other one too. I'm gonna just shake it, get the rest of the sauce and pour it in there. And you need that water because you're gonna be cooking this for maybe 45 minutes or so. We're gonna stir this up. This is now gonna be on low, like a medium low. You want it to be like a slight boil, and you're gonna cook this up for about 45 minutes. It should reduce. So this is the line that you're at right now. You'll see that go down quite a bit, and it'll become a thicker sauce. So my sauce came with basil, but you can throw in fresh basil too. Over here, here's my basil plant. Now, whether that's traditional, I don't know, but that's what I put in mine. Let that cook for a while. Don't mess too much with the salt right now because as it cooks down and condenses, it's gonna get saltier. So you don't wanna adjust it to the perfect saltiness right now. You're gonna have a super overly salty sauce if you do that. And get that going. I might just cover this slightly with a lid. I'm gonna put in our pasta. I'm gonna salt the water with plenty of salt. And we're gonna throw in some pasta. I have this pasta. It's Voiello, which is my favorite brand. It'll tell you on the package how long to cook it for. So try to follow that. Stick this in here. And we're gonna let that cook up for about 10 minutes. And my sauce has cooked down a lot. You can see the consistency. I've added some more salt and it's really delicious. You're gonna coat it like this, and then you're gonna plate it, and then you're gonna pour more sauce on top. And I'm gonna put some, not everybody likes it to be too saucy. This looks pretty good to me. Then I'm gonna get some of my cheese out. Get some Parmesan. Okay, add some of your Parmesan cheese. And there's your pasta alla Bolognese, or spaghetti. That's how you make it. Thanks for watching.